Hello and welcome to my next subject on narcissism and narcissistic abuse. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe and thumbs up. And any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. Narcissists like to hoover. Hoovering means if you've been breaking up with a narcissist, or you're out of touch with them, or you've ignored them, or you simply block them out of your life because of the realization that you've come to that they're simply toxic in your life, they like to hoover, which means they want to get in contact with you, and any excuse they find will be good enough to get in contact. I've had my ex-narcissist get in contact with me just literally out of the blue after 5 months of no contact, because of course he ended up finding a new supply and dumping me very brutally. But the new supply started to get boring to him. He had nowhere else to go, so he came to me first, or maybe second or third, for some narcissistic supply, because simply the supply he had was no good for him. And the first contact he made was just a text message out of the blue from a new phone, because I blocked his old phone, and it just simply said, "Do I still have my battery of my drill at yours?" And I clearly didn't respond, because it was the most random question ever. And of course he didn't have his battery for his old drill at mine. What kind of question is that? It was just something completely random. After that, he didn't get a response, a month later I got a message saying, "I think I saw your car parked at such and such." It was just basically trying to make some contact. My car was never parked at such and such. I think it was just trying to make up stuff, just anything at all, just to try to get some kind of response out of me. Then it started to become a bit nicer and more obvious that he's trying to make contact with things like, "Hi, how are you today? Miss you," and that kind of thing. And as I kept ignoring his messages, they're becoming more heavily, more often, until one day he just said, "Hi, can we just talk?" So he made it very, very obvious that he wanted to be in contact. Just be very wary of these kind of attempts, because they seem like the person's missing you, or that this narcissist really wants you in his life, or that he just simply can't live without you, constantly thinking about you. That is definitely not the case, because what you probably don't realize is that whilst he's trying to hoover you back into his life, he's probably trying to do the same thing to 3, 4, 5 other people and waiting for someone to respond. It's not particularly about you. It's because they're bored, they're without supply, they need something to get them through, and they need some kind of attention, and you're probably just one of many that he's trying to contact. And if you're stupid enough or weak enough to reply, then you're just going to get back into the narcissistic web just for a little bit. They don't really want you back in their lives or anything like that. You'll find that after you reply to a few of their messages, they'll probably stop contacting you again, just because all they wanted for this particular time, they got you to respond, which gave them a huge amount of narcissistic supply, a couple of messages back and forth, and then you don't hear from them again for another 2 months, and you feel utterly used and stupid if you do reply. If you then get back into their lives for a little bit, they will dump you just as quickly, because they don't want you. They just wanted to know they can still have you, put you back on the shelf until they need you again in the future. It's just a constant thing. If you're trying to get them out of their lives, out of your lives for sure, forever, you must practice the no contact thing, because they will get bored in contacting you. They will understand that eventually there is no supply to be had, and that you're simply not interested. And that eventually will hurt them a lot more than trying hard, you then responding to them, and then finding they've just used you for a little bit of supply, a little bit of attention that they needed at the time, and just to dump you or just to leave you in the cold just like before. Because actually, essentially, they're not interested whatsoever. They're all the time looking for a new thing, a new fresh supply. And until they find such, they will just use you and then put you back on the shelf. In their minds, you're there for them for the rest of their lives to use and abuse and take supply of whenever they need to. Don't give them that. Do not give them don't give them in anything they want from you. They just don't actually have any interest in you. They really just want to use you, and you, together with so many others from the past. It's not about you. You're not special. You're just a constant item to them that they can pick up and use and put back whenever they wish. And you, in the meantime, can't carry on with your life because you're constantly waiting for new contact from this narcissist. So please do me one favor, and it's in the best of for yourself as well. If you're completely going to block them out of your lives and you're going to practice the no contact, please stick to it. It will harm them, it will hurt them, and it will be the one thing that you know will probably make them upset the most if you want some kind of revenge, which you're never really going to get. But actually, knowing that they can't have you back and knowing that they can't just use you as supply whenever they want is probably the one thing that's going to hurt them the most. Good luck, keep safe, and stay strong. Thank you.